Being alone for a while is dangerous. It's addicting. Once you see how peaceful it is, you don't want to deal with people anymore. Stop thinking that just because you have a college degree, it makes you smart. I know a lot of people who want a driver's license, yet they can't drive for shit. I hate publicists and publicity, but I love the people. Weak people always have to be in a relationship so they can feel important and loved. Once you start enjoying your own company, being single becomes a privilege. Spirituality seems to me to be for those who have been through hell. You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger. The only thing I can do is wipe my ass, brush my teeth, turn up, and do the best work I can. Vanity is normal in performers. Does it bother other people? All the time. But 9 times out of 10, that says more about them than you. It doesn't matter who you are. What matters is your plan. Love is doing something you don't want to do for someone you don't particularly like at that moment. I was raised to treat the janitor with the same respect as the CEO. Responsibility has a cost, and there's no such thing as perfection. There's a long way to go on that, but I do believe that the time is now. We are survivors. We control fear, and without fear, we are all as good as dead. We're all flawed human beings, and we all have a cauldron of psychosis, which we have to unravel as we grow older and find the way we fit into our lives as best as possible. Never give power to the big man. I'm going to fail to hit the mark I've put up before me because it's not possible to hit it. I want to be the best at what I do, so I've got to get over myself already because that's never going to happen. I ain't ever gonna be God. I'm here to challenge myself and to see whether I can shapeshift in an environment that's actually quite daunting, but which I think would be nice to shine a light into. The destination of any interesting drama is that you shine a light into a place that not too many people know about. There's always a certain pride in getting a job done properly. So, somewhere between that acceptance and doing my homework and being competitive and having ambition and loving my job and observing and reflecting my society, that's where I find the purpose, because man needs purpose. Within the creative arts, you can create things and destroy things. Passion creates and destroys. Fame and stuff like that is all very cool, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Although what I do is incredibly surreal and fun and amazing, and I'm really grateful for it, I don't believe my own press release. Do you know what I mean? You don't step on stage to eat, you go there to be eaten. Whatever character you play, remember they are always doing something. They are not just talking, they are alive, going through a drama in which they will go through some sort of dramatic human experience. I don't like it when people say, well, you should have expected that when you accepted the job as an actor. When you go to drama school, no one gives you a class on fame. Just treat people how you wish to be treated. Whether I'm married or not, people will find out, but it's also not something I'm going to offer. I I think it's important that you always transform if you can. That's what I was trained to do. You try to hide yourself as much as you can. That's the key to longevity. I'm not interested in walks in the parks, anything difficult that people think I couldn't play. I'm straight at it. If they say, "Tom, don't put your hand in the fire," you know I'll be coming out of casualty an hour later with third-degree burns and bandages up my arms. I don't fight, really. I try not to fight, actually. I try not to react. I'm a Buddha floating on a lily pad. You know too much psychology when you can't get mad at people because you understand everyone's reason for doing everything. I look both ways before crossing a one-way street. That's how much faith I have left in humanity. Intelligence is a very valuable thing, innit, my friend? And usually it comes far too late. As actors, we have the opportunity to work with many directors. Directors only work with themselves and other actors. They never know what it's like to work with another director, so that relationship that one has with a director is entirely always the king. It is not the violence that sets a man apart, it is the distance he is prepared to go. The funny thing is, when you don't let people disrespect you, they start calling you difficult. I see myself as a piece of meat, and it's purely subjective. For me, I know that's the best I can do. The characters I've played have been mostly violent, and I'm so far from being violent or aggressive. I'd learned how to lie and manipulate from an early age, so a combination of that, desperation, having to have my own fridge and my umbilical cord back, had to go out into the world. Then some angel somewhere said, "Have you considered going to drama school?" And this sounded like the solution to all of my problems. A lot of people say I seem masculine, but I don't feel it. I feel intrinsically feminine. I'd love to be one of the boys, but I always felt a bit on the outside. Maybe my masculine qualities come from overcompensating because I'm not one of the boys. And I like people. I like to know what you're really up to. I'm a bit of a nosy busybody. Why do they do the things they do? Why are they prepared to do the things they do to get what they want? When? Where? Who? I'm very sensitive because my mum was my primary emotional caregiver growing up. I found myself being pinned into dresses, darting her dresses, choosing her high heels for the evening or what to wear. I'm very much a mummy's boy. I find crying difficult. It takes a long time for me to go, and I won't know what will be sent to me. I'm quite sentimental. If my son tells me he loves me, that will make me cry. Mr. Holland's opus, unbelievably, broke me. A random anomaly. Bambi will probably do me. I have a very busy head. I have inside voices that I have learned to contain. I want to dispel that it's all about celebrityism. I'm fucking bored of people looking at whose shoes are interesting and what hat is interesting. Storytelling is very important to people. It comforts them, unites us, cheers us up. And we can affect change with these arts. We need to be entertained to connect. I didn't understand how you could do something which is so fun and be so miserable doing it. I went entirely off the rails, and I'm lucky I didn't have some terrible accident or end up in prison or dead. Because that is where I was going. Now I know my beast and I know how to manage it. It's like living with a 400-pound orangutan that wants to kill me. It's much more powerful than me. doesn't speak the same language, and it runs around the darkness of my soul. Jiu-jitsu is very Buddhist. All that we fear, we hold close to ourselves to survive. So if you're drowning and you see a corpse floating by, hang on to it because it will rescue you. Being an only child, I didn't have any other family but my mum and dad really, since the rest of my family lived quite far away from London. I get hired more than I get seen more. I get seen more, then maybe celebrity and fame happens, but at the end of the day, there's no difference between my $5 performance and my $50 million performance. There's something that's very human about warriors that brings you out. You're watching the movie and yeah, there's fighting. There's a tournament at the end of the movie, but it takes a long time to get to know these people. I'm not really a road dog. I'm a bit of a homeboy, but the reality is, I love what I fucking do. The lack of carbohydrates can make you a little crazy. It is your job to make them become so. Anything you do on stage or film has a direct relation to something you have experienced in one form or another in real life. Use your imagination to exaggerate or lessen that sensation. Then, disguise it in characterization and don't forget to make lots and lots of mistakes. And look like a complete asshole. You'll do fine. When I was 9, I ran in a school race and I suddenly realized I was in the lead. I looked at the finish line and just freaked out, then ran to the side as if I'd hurt myself. It was everything to do with the fear of success. I'm from a nice suburban, idle-class family, but my tattoos remind me where I've been. I'm not a big guy anyway. I'm only, 150 pounds? I was 190 for Batman, 179 for Warrior. Films make you look big. It was always in the cards for Michael. It was always in the cards for him. I'm not surprised about him at all, because he was awesome. Me, I don't know how I got here. I feel like I just came from delivering a pizza, and I got lucky. No matter how much you can prepare for it, there's nothing worse than the anticipation. It's always the killer of everything. The actuality of doing something is normally a lot easier than waiting for it. But I think as you get into your 40s, you have to be more mindful of the rapid training, packing on a lot of weight, and getting physical, and then not having enough time to keep training because you're busy filming. So your body is swimming in two different directions at the same time.